Here we are building a MVP for care home management application. Let me walk you through the architecture and the features of this software. It's called CareMatters, and the framework we are using is Next.js 15 with React 19. The component library is ShardCN for the UI. And the authentication and authorization, we are using Auth.js, previously known as Next.auth. They changed to Auth.js. And OAuth, also the credential OAuth, the provider, we have only the Google. So user can sign up with their Google account as well as the credential with their username and a password, which is very straightforward. As soon as a new user sign up to our platform, that user become a manager or the admin of a care home. That manager can create new staff, other resident, and all other informations. So here is the process when the first user sign up with the auth or credential, taking that to the onboarding, and the onboarding time, the manager can create their own care home. As soon as they create a new user, that user can log in with that credential which is given from manager. Then there is a middleware. They check their credential, and once the user validation done, it create a section, then pass that through the cookies. So when the next user trying to access the login, the cookies will pass the section tokens. That is the workflow of the authentication process here. And when it comes to the routing, as a normal Next.js routing, like app router is like a file-based routing system. We have to use a folder to the different route, which is very easy to implement. Unlike React router, it is much developer friendly. And then we have component. As I said earlier, we are using ShardCN component library, which is minimal and user-friendly components. It is very scalable, and it looks cool. Okay, it will feel like a aesthetics designing. That's why I love the ShardCN. I use ShardCN for my several projects. Then forms and page, the user can access after the authorization. We have the role-based access to the page. Only manager have access to the all different units inside a care home. The how a care home work is, one particular care home has different units inside that. So for example, unit 1, unit 2, unit 3. At least most of the care homes have at least 3 units. So one staff have access only that particular unit where that staff works, whereas the manager have access to the each units inside that care home. So that's why we are using authorization. So when a staff sign into the application, we will check the authorization and redirect to that particular page only. Other page will be protected. And then fetch the data with the Prisma ORM, and using the database PostgreSQL, NeonDB. And Prisma is very good ORM. Communication between our application and the database make it much easier with the Prisma, and it is scalable too. These are the overview of the software architecture, and also the very important is server actions. For the the feature, one of the main features of the Next.js, same like app router, the server actions. So we don't need to need particular APIs to do the backend or the data CRUD operations. We can use the server actions too. which is very useful to when we are building a scalable project. And complete project, we are using the microservice, which is again, it is very powerful for scaling. So we are aiming this software to build in a larger scale. Even though it is a MVP stage, we have a plan to scale into like all over the UK. That's why we are just very concerned about all those things in this stage too. Then as a core feature, we have the AI agent, have access to our database, and we are training with our data. Then we have a chatbot or interface to create a monthly report and auditing reports and like notifications kind of. It can like more predictable for because this agent have access to all the residents' day-to-day activities, day-to-day intakes, food and fluid intakes, and the medications. All information access has this agent, so it's easy to predict about their any kind of sickness or the fall prediction or any. It is easy to predict this agent, and we are using MCP protocols and with the MCP protocol to connect with the LLM, the OpenAI APIs to connect to the LLM. So this is the overall overview of the application, and some other important features. We are using like a message notification to the next of kins. For example, if a staff want to send a notification to one of the residents' relatives or next of kin, we have text message options we are using. Also a resend for the email. For example, a staff can send a incident report to the manager or any other social worker or whoever it is responsible to a resident. The staff can send the email to them. So for that feature, a resend I'm using. Also, the chat system is Socket I. It's like a live chat between the staff, and the manager can send a live message to the staff. So you doing that live chat, Socket IO, that socket connection to implement that chat. So these are the overview of the application. Basically, everything is working inside our next application, which are the features we are trying to implement. And I will keep you update the next steps and the progress.